Hey, Bill, any words? Why is the money guy? Bill,
a lack of real planning. He should have had a tune-up fight first and then go into a fight with a guy like Romero. But, you know, these fighters and the promoters get turned by the money.
Which means they were trying all that they could to give Ryan the fight, but Ryan tried so little, threw barely any punches, that they couldn't even rob Rolly. But you could see they were trying to rob Rolly.
Bill Haney couldn't hold back a laugh during a live interview when asked about Ryan Garcia's surprising defeat to Rolly Romero. Shortly after the bout, the outspoken father of Devin Haney took to Twitter, posting a bold message aimed at Ryan Garcia and his team. Congratulations to Devin, Rolly, and Teofimo on an iconic night of boxing. 3-0. In a related development, Oscar de la Hoya came under scrutiny once again, with many questioning how Ryan Garcia has continued his partnership with de la Hoya, especially following this controversial matchup. Bill Haney's tweet quickly gained traction, sparking debate and criticism over de la Hoya's decisions in the lead-up to the Garcia versus Romero fight. Devin and Bill Haney were also seen on camera laughing in response to Ryan's performance, further fueling online discussion.
Hey, Ryan, they canceled the face-off. They canceled the face-off.
Boxing promoter Bob Arum didn't hold back when discussing Ryan Garcia's decision to face Rolly Romero after a lengthy break from the ring. Arum voiced concern, stating that Ryan should have eased back into competition with a tune-up fight rather than jumping straight into a high-stakes matchup. According to Arum, many fighters, Ryan included, along with their promotional teams, often prioritize big paydays over long-term planning and smart career moves. He emphasized that this short-sighted approach can lead to disappointing results and missed opportunities for growth.
A lack of real planning. He should have had a tune-up fight first and then go into a fight with a guy like Romero. But, you know, these fighters and the promoters get turned by the money, and they don't make really good decisions. A good decision would have been to take a tune-up fight and then, you know, then you move to a Romero or even a Haney or so forth. You don't go right in after a year. You know, look at Haney. Haney looked terrible with Ramirez because he hadn't fought in a year.
Following Ryan Garcia's surprising loss to Rolly Romero, boxing legend Mike Tyson was seen sitting alongside heavyweight contender Derek Chisora as they watched the aftermath unfold. Chisora didn't hold back in his assessment of Garcia's performance. Speaking candidly, he remarked that Ryan looked unprepared and questioned whether he had taken his training seriously. The moment quickly went viral, with fans sharing clips of Tyson's stoic expression and Chisora's brutally honest commentary. The reaction highlighted growing concerns within the boxing community about Garcia's focus and readiness going into the fight.
Mike, on the tear-up.
Great show.
Mike, what did you make of it tonight?
Great night.
What did you think of Ryan losing, Mike? What did you think of Ryan losing?
Yeah, you know what? It took a year out. It didn't look like he was training. Ryan didn't train for that fight.
You don't think so? Why?
I don't think so. Ryan didn't train. He didn't train for that fight.
No, but what did you think of Devin, out of curiosity?
Devin boxed unbelievable, bro.
You have to give Rolly the credit, though, for the Ryan win.
Devin boxed unbelievable.
You have to give Rolly the credit, though, Derek, don't you?
Fuck you guys.
What are you saying after this?
After Ryan Garcia's shocking loss to Rolly Romero, Mike Tyson and Derek Chisora were seen reacting ringside. Chisora didn't hold back, bluntly saying Ryan looked like he hadn't trained properly, sparking fresh criticism about Garcia's preparation. Terrence Crawford stirred buzz online, saying, "I told Shakur Stevenson before the fight that Rolly was going to win." His comment added weight to Rolly's victory. After Ryan Garcia's flat performance, some critics questioned the legitimacy of his past win over Devin Haney, reigniting old doubts.
Devin Haney, I thought it was a little bit of PTSD, you know, with after the Ryan Garcia fight last year, you know, the whole steroids thing with Ryan Garcia and taking the big shots he took. Very, very safety first fight. If I have to compare it, I know some of you guys don't like it, then I compare myself to my style with Devin Haney, my boxing style with Devin Haney. I think we're very similar as fighters, except I had bad hands. He didn't. From there, you know, you get that. With Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia, first of all, congrats to Rolly Romero, because he was coming in with no momentum. I mean, he had lost to Pitbull Cruz. He'd won the title at 140 against Ismael Barroso in a very controversial fashion when Tony Weeks stopped that fight too early and in his favor. So, you know, Romero had been coming in with no momentum really, and he was chosen sort of as you know, sort of a dead duck, sacrificial lamb for Ryan's return, you know. There was that footage online, though, with that sparring, and there was a little bit of footage there, and it gave you a little bit of curiosity, right? But you're thinking, all right, you know, that was many years ago. Who knows what happens now? I tell you what, there must be some PTSD there as well, because once Rolly dropped Ryan stopped trying. Ryan stopped trying, and that's the biggest criticism there. It's, are you a Hollywood fighter? You know, why didn't you even go for it? Because at the end of the fight, although the fight was very one-sided, two schmuck judges actually had the fight within 3 points for Ryan Garcia, 115-112 for Rolly, which means they were trying all that they could to give Ryan the fight, but Ryan tried so little, threw barely any punches, that they couldn't even rob Rolly. But you could see they were trying to rob Rolly, and that's disgusting.
British welterweight contender Conor Benn shared his thoughts after the fight, calling Ryan Garcia's performance very disappointing. Ben also expressed interest in a potential rematch between Garcia and Devin Haney.
You still want to get in there with him next now?
Nah, I'm not interested. Thank you.
What's the conversations been like about the rematch, man?
Huh?
What's the conversations been about the rematch with Turkey?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's locked in for September. So,
how have you found this whole new, like, your stocks rose? Obviously, a lot of people
yeah,
over here are
listen,
interested.
it's all just noise, you know. One day they love you, next they hate you, then they love you again, you know. So I just want to get back in there and secure the W. That's all that matters to me.
When you had that moment with Terence Crawford, what did he say to you?
I can't remember.
Teofimo Lopez redirected attention from Ryan Garcia's loss to Rolly Romero's performance, praising Rolly for staying disciplined, following his corner's guidance, and executing the game plan. He fought smart and kept his emotions in check. Lopez said, adding he was glad to see Rolly earn the win.
You know, in the main event,
Absolutely.
Rolly pulled it off. He said he would. He said, you know, people would be surprised, but he knew what he was going to do. What do you think about his performance?
No, I'm very happy for Rolly. You know, sad short shot for Ryan Garcia, but hey, look, you know, don't overlook anybody. And, you know, I think Rolly had a great game plan. He listened to his team very well, you know, and before he went to the event, my father told him, just keep your right hand up the whole night, you know, and that's it, you'll win the fight. And he did that, and he looked great.
You saw what Devin did in
When asked about the Garcia versus Romero fight, Floyd Mayweather Sr., known for his candid opinions and sharp boxing insight, chose to remain silent. His silence spoke volumes and quickly drew attention.
Thoughts on Rolly Romero beating Ryan Garcia?
All the place.
Do you think that the decision was right?
What?
Rolly Romero, the win.
Pop was into the fight. Low action.
Well, that's what he thinks about that fight. It put him to sleep.
After the fight, Ryan Garcia broke his silence with a brief but emotional message. I'm really disappointed in the way I fought tonight. It was a bad night for me. His honest admission acknowledged his poor performance. But for many, it didn't erase a lack of heart and effort displayed in the ring. Garcia's words seemed to confirm that he knew he had let down both himself and his fans.
It wasn't a good night for me. It's a pretty off night. You know, Rolly did what he does. You know, took a lot of good power shots, caught me in the second round. But just even in the start of the fight, it just didn't feel like my feet were under me, like I had anything. But you know, I tried to fight through it and just found myself very off after the year layoff. You know, that whole year, you know, it was a lot for me mentally, as you guys know. So the fact that I got here is, and I'm in the position I am, my mind is as clear as it is a victory for me, I would say. But I'm extremely disappointed in the way I fought.
Former heavyweight champion Shannon Briggs didn't hold back, criticizing the entire card as horrible, with special focus on Ryan Garcia's fight. Ryan's fight was horrible. No punches, no trying, nothing. Briggs said,
the fight was long, no knockouts. They were scared to fight.
We need heavyweights as part of this show.
They need punches. They need punches. Turkey needs punches. This ain't nothing. They wasted a lot of time coming to New York just to play around in the street.
What did you make of Ryan Garcia?
They all are horrible. All of them suck. The whole card. All of them can't fight. Everybody was scared of each other. Everybody.
After the loss, Ryan Garcia faced intense online backlash. The boxing page Happy Punch tweeted, "Ryan Garcia beat by Rolly. I guess we saw what he looked like without PEDs tonight." The sharp comment reflected the growing belief among some fans that Garcia's rapid rise may have been aided by substances, with his true form exposed in the defeat. Social media quickly flooded with memes, harsh critiques, and doubts about Garcia's past performances. The emotional toll of the loss was evident when a video surfaced of Garcia crying in a car afterward. The clip, posted by ex-user the 505 Way, quickly went viral, showing the personal impact the defeat had on him.
I saw some stuff tonight. I can't believe what I'm seeing. What the f*** are you doing? Honestly, something bad is going to happen if someone don't get hold of Ryan Garcia. I keep saying it. And, you know, you may play these clips back when something bad happens. Like, it's just a car crash. He just needs help. He needs help real bad. I hope he can get it.
Fight real quick, man. How did you think Ryan looked out there, man?
Little gun shy, you know, that year off. You know.
What do you think?
All that power from Rollies, but he'll be back to the drawing board, and you know,
how devastating
he'll live to see another day. That's it.
How devastating of a loss is this for Ryan, man?
Not devastating at all. At all. Win 12 rounds. He knows he's way better than that. He knows what he has to do. He knows what he has to do. So,
do you think the Devin Haney fight probably off the table? Do you think that, or
it'll be back.
How do you?
It has to happen.
How do you think Devin looked out there, man?
Gun shy.
You know, he's strong, you know, he has a good left hook, you know, and then, you know, one time he opened up, you know, I cracked him and he didn't open up at all the rest of the fight. They're always going to underrate me because I'm not one of these prospects that started boxing that had a following and all stuff. They're fresh out the amateurs, they promoted them like, oh, this is the next big thing, yada, 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 all that stuff. At the end of it, I've done this 3 times. Three different divisions. I'm a 3-time world champion, and this might actually be the biggest, the most attended fight card in boxing history.
The 3 biggest takeaways from Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. And yes, I'll break down the other fights on this card too. But my God, what an underwhelming night of boxing. Times Square was underwhelming. The fights were sure as hell underwhelming, but let's get through this review, shall we? Number 1, Rolly Romero defeats Ryan Garcia via unanimous decision. And just like that, one of the biggest boxing fights of the year, Haney versus Garcia 2, has lost all of its luster. So there wasn't that much action in this fight besides Ryan getting dropped in round 2. I think by a similar shot I saw in their sparring video from 8 years ago. But the second round Rolly had set the tone for the rest of the fight. Ryan couldn't get much offense off at all for 12 rounds. And for the first 8 rounds, there were a lot of rounds where I was like, I don't think either guy did enough to win that one. But in rounds 9 through 12, I thought Rolly had the far more aggressive moments, and he clearly took those final 4 rounds for me. At the end of the day, this was an awful main event, but it looks like Hagler versus Hearns in comparison to the next fight we'll discuss. And that's number 2. Devin Haney was at his all-time worst tonight. It looked like he was still recovering from the Ryan Garcia beatdown last year.
We're on stream, by the way. Join in. Ryan Garcia gets absolutely masterclassed by Rolly Romero.
absolutely obliterated on my scorecards. Now, two judges tried to rob Rolly. 2 judges scored it 7-5. Do not let these judges confuse you, people. Do not let these the punch stats confuse you. This was a 9-3, 8-4 fight. Ryan Garcia looked terrible. Rolly Romero put on a flawless performance. I am in absolute awe. I cannot believe what we just witnessed. Rolly Romero put on a better performance than Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. Wow. This is supposed to be the easiest fight on this card. By far, it's supposed to be the easiest fight. And I mean, it was. Rolly made this the easiest performance of the night. This is a shocker. Y'all gotta please help me. Please let me. I cannot fathom this.